Hi folks, welcome back to the channel and my Sea Kayaking Adventures. Skye's West Coast, Part 3, Final Chapter. Day 5, we'd leave Skye's east side and cross the north channel to Skye, paddle into Loch with a view to portage and up into Loch. We'd then paddle the 1.5 mile to the far end of the loch, deep into the heart of the Coolins, and camp for the night. Rounding the east side of Skye Island, we crossed the north channel into Loch. Several trip boats operate to Loch, ferrying walkers and tourists to the landing spot behind Alien Glass, where they can walk over into Loch to explore the area. Landing at the end of Loch, we recce the portage for the best route and to avoid any injury. Once we were convinced it was doable, it was decided that Bob and Will would carry the 3 boats, making several trips, and I would be the pack mule carrying the many bags containing all the gear from the 3 boats, again making several trips.
Yeah, I think so.
We're getting there.
That's it, we're done.
Fantastic. Great effort, yeah. No.
An hour and a half and lots of sweat later, the portage was complete. A well-earned drink and a swift bite to eat, and we were off for our camp spot at the far end of the loch. With the boats unpacked and the camp set up, it was time to get the drone out to survey the loch and the surrounding landscape. With the bird in the air, it was easy to see the extent of our arduous portage. The deer seemed unperturbed by our presence and stayed around the camp to graze for some time. The Dub Slab shown here is a 500 metre drop down the angular rock slab, which the famous mountain biker Danny McCaskill was filmed descending. What a guy! The high ridge on the right, of a name I can't remember, was the area our intrepid Will had set his sights on, while Bob and I were having a leisurely explore around the camp and a bit of scrambling up the rocks. As it turned out, the scree slope on the approach to the ridge proved too arduous for Will in the sweltering conditions. The full extent of Dub Slab can be clearly seen on the left of this section of footage.
Wild swimming. That could be a lovely swim, that.
The whole area of Loch Carusk had a spiritual feeling, being totally surrounded by the magnificent coollands of Skye. You just can't back a good campfire and a wee bit of whiskey or rum, or both.
So everywhere you go, every tide line, it's blue rope. Every little gully you go past, it's fishing floats. And I know some of that can't be avoided with storms. That's fine.
What a view.
It's a super view.
And that's not the top of Jeff's head I'm talking about.
That would just be a reflection.
That's a reflection there, the mist.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Today we travel Carusk and portage back to sea level, paddle to Elgol, then round to Glasnakille and explore Spar Cave, then back to Elgol to complete the trip.
So I reckon that wood last night
Yeah.
could have been holly from that little island.
Right where I've got the bags, I reckon you could load there.
Yeah.
And then there's a ramp, you slide them off. If we're careful. Nowhere near the shelf that there was yesterday. A little hive of industry. You've only just begun.
So 1, 2, 3, wash! And he's away. All systems go.
Egg and rum are looking good.
Before your grandson's got a sea box, we call it, where we try and pick things up.
Not quite finished to the trip, but oh, it's only a baby, that one, Bob.
I know, it's fine.
You child molester. isn't it, Prince Charles Case? You've got to get out and walk up to it.
Spar Cave is accessed via a narrow gulley below the small hamlet of Glasnakille.
Yeah, apparently this is where the gunboat took a pot shot and took half the wall out. Yeah, apparently.
I've visited Spar Cave several times over the years, so I've included some stills as we didn't have additional lights and tripods on this visit.
5 weeks post-op. Bloody lunatic.
Wow, that's actually a very nice garlic.
I like the little beads that lie in the bottom.
To be fair, that's a lot prettier than a lot of the normal caving on.
Yeah. That's a lovely backdrop, isn't it? I'll go and see if we can photograph them.
A dolphin.
Yes, 2. Coming up together.
I think there's 3.
Right.
As it turned out, there was a pod of about 8. We followed them for a little while, then left them in peace as we turned to head back towards Elgol.
Oh dear.
The other problem with the cobblestone is quite often dolphins. Huge pod of about 8.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up and share with friends. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.